you to hate the texture of your hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin to such extent that you bleach to get like the white man? Who taught you to hate the shape of your nose and the shape of your lips? Who taught you to hate yourself from the top of your head to the soles of your feet? Who taught you to hate your own kind? Who taught you to hate the race that you belong to? Don't let anybody make you think that God chose America as his divine messianic force to be a sort of policeman of the whole world. God has a way of standing before the nations with judgment, and it seems that I can hear God saying to America, you are too arrogant. If you don't change your ways, I will rise up and break the backbone of your power, and I'll place it in the hands of a nation that doesn't even know my name. Be still and know that I'm God.
Welcome again to Street Talk. My name is Ahmad Shakaraki, and on Street Talk we deal with the political, social, and economics here in Michigan, the U.S., and abroad. Now, joining me tonight,
Charles Thomas.
And tonight we're going to be talking about some of the things that we, as black people, have been kind of going backwards on. I mean, going back to the last 35, 40 years. But first, you got something to say about...
Yeah, I wanted to give a thanks to Shabazz Academy for recognizing the Unity Project Group of Lansing, honoring us with a certificate of Friends of Shabazz. And I would like to thank the board members and Lee Taylor and Dr. Davis and Mr. Moore and the rest of the board members, and also Angie Rodriguez, who is the principal up there, and for letting us use the facility, and we hope that we can create a better bond with the organization and get more support for Shabazz Academy.
One of the things that for me is that we got 25,000, well, probably 23,000 blacks in Lansing, and it really upsets me. We have this meeting once a month, the fourth Saturday in every month, and we can't even get 100 people.
No, we can't get 100 people. And the trouble with me too, because it's always been like that. Something that we can benefit from by unifying. I guess we don't think that we're connected as a people. You know, everybody thinks that we don't have no agenda because our leaders are, you know, they get government jobs and they just leave us hanging.
Yeah.
But there's something more important that we have to deal with, and we have to start dealing with our spirituality as a people, instead of dealing with, you know, I got more education than you got, or I say I got a better zip code than you. You know, things of that nature. My car is better than your car. You know, that type of thing. Yeah, we got to drop that kind of idiosyncrasy.
And you know, now we got 23,000 blacks in Lansing, and we can't get 100 and some people there.
Right.
You know, and it's once a month. Don't start at 10 o'clock, and we can't get people out for that. But Friday evenings and Saturdays, and they be running to the movies and all of this kind of stuff, and running over here buying liquor over here. I mean, it's like
calling one another. Let's go to this show.
Let's go eat. It's like
but something that would benefit the whole. You know, they're not into that.
No.
And I don't know what happened to us as a people. I think we are a people that like to pretend that we are important or that we have something.
Yeah.
But we live in a hypocritical life.
Yeah.
When you don't want for your brother that what you want for yourself, or you can't love your neighbor and treat your neighbor as you want to be treated. You know, we say those things, but we don't practice those things.
Right.
You know, loving your neighbor and all that.
Yeah.
We don't do that.
No.
You know, we will backstab our neighbor.
Oh yeah.
We into that backstabbing fleshy.
Yeah, definitely. And I've noticed this ever since I was a little kid. You know, it's like a black can get an attitude toward another one, and forever.
It's true.
You know.
Yeah.
But some other race of people, he'll niggle and grin and go on, and it really bothers me. Even at the YMCA, you know, I be there, and you know, I'm supposed to be there to work out. I work out, but you know, you kind of noticing things too, you know.
Observing.
Yeah, observing, and the black guys, they'll be sniggling and grinning with some white guy, and black guy come along, like, you know, it's like get this, you know, this hard, you know, like
right, the basing.
Yeah. It's like, what is it, man?
Yeah.
What?
I think that goes on. I wrote a book on that, and I called the book Self-Hate. And we have a lot of that in our community, and we don't know how to diminish it because we don't know how to trust one another.
Okay.
We play mind games as children.
Okay.
And then it carries over into our adult life.
Okay.
And from a psychological perspective, those are things that we call survival mechanisms.
Okay.
You know, and we don't trust one another. You know, and I've seen some horrible things that other people have done to other people.
Right.
You know? And you know, taking their wives and their girlfriends.
Yeah.
And, you know, like even the preachers going mess with people in the out in the members.
Yeah.
You know, so it's something that we have let society label us. And when there was a guy in our community when I was coming up. His name was Billy Gamage, and everybody said, "Oh, you crazy."
Okay.
And they told him that long enough that he started acting crazy because he believed in what people were saying, so he acted it out.
Yeah.
And I think society has told black people that they ain't nothing, that they'll never be anything, and they're just lazy, you know, shiftless folks.
Yeah.
So we believe in that, and we acting it out. And so. And they have created a pig pen or an environment for us to act it out.
Yeah.
And they keep these suggestions
Yeah.
going.
Oh yeah.
In our community, they got buy Seagram 7 or buy the lottery.
Oh yeah.
You know, so that's what we do.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
even Hollywood's got it on.
Oh yeah. And you were speaking of Hollywood. You know, I'm not somebody who go to the movies. But maybe if it was a movie that I could, you know, get something out of or something, because and you know this, either some stupid movie we over here in, or some bloody crazy movie that blacks killing blacks.
Yeah.
Power. But we don't have anything where, you know, well, whites, you know, they make these movies where, you know, oh, she was a nice actor, and it's like, he did a great. I mean, none of that. Either we're crazy, we're bloodthirsty over here killing each other.
Yeah. And then the things that we do for Hollywood to get a buck. You know, I mean, they'll get an actor to act out something that will make the whole race look bad.
Yeah.
You know, and they don't have to do that. They can say no, turn it down.
Yeah.
But they'll do it just to get the money.
Yeah.
You know, and we're only hurting ourselves. We are our own worst enemy.
That's it. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It really breaks me down to see all of these other races of people doing videos, and we're the only one who has to be degrading our women.
Exploited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I
And
mean,
it's sad because we allow that and we gravitate to that. I don't even think that all we know about sex is what somebody else has told us about sex. We think sex is a toy,
right? Yeah.
but there's a lot of feelings that go along.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
With intimate things.
Right. Yeah.
And then when you met in one relationship and you mess that relationship, then you carry that garbage over into another relationship. And if the man or the woman that you bring in that trash to, then you're gonna mess her up, and everything is contagious.
Yeah.
It's, it's just going around in a circle.
Yeah.
Out of hand, and the kids, the mama said, your daddy ain't no good.
Yeah.
Your daddy never was any good.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so we are edifying that hate and perpetuating that hate as a community. And that's why you end up shooting one another and killing one another and turning on your daughter and turning on your son. And then when you get married, you act out the same things of what you've been a part of in your environment. So we just got to clean ourselves up.
What do you think? I've noticed for the last 35, maybe 40 years, man, we've been going backwards. And in the last, say, 25 or 30 years, we've been going backwards fast. What got us to, let's just say 35, 40 years ago, what got us there? And then what is missing? What was 2 or 3 things that's missing now that got us to where we were 35, 40 years ago? Now we don't have.
Right. We had a cause.
Okay.
Back in the 60s and the 50s,
Yeah.
And we worked together. And we did have pride.
Oh,
we
yeah.
had businesses.
Yeah.
And once we got our rights, our civil rights and all that enacted because of Martin Luther King,
right,
Malcolm X, and Elijah Muhammad.
Yep.
So once we got that, then the white folks came along and they gave them all government jobs.
Yeah. Okay.
So if the white people know if you kill the head, the body will die.
Definitely.
So that's what happened. And to me, these African American churches in our community, they are perpetuating that Jim Crowism because of their level of teaching. They don't know the Bible like they should know the Bible. They know the Bible from the white perspective from when they go to the seminaries and they teach it. But we can't see that. We in the same situation that the children of Israel was in and with Pharaoh. They was worshiping Pharaoh as a god, and then we come along and we duplicating the same thing.
Yeah.
We worshiping the white man as God.
Yeah.
So we can't see what we're reading.
Right.
And we've been suckered into, like we didn't kill Jesus.
No.
White folks killed Jesus,
Yeah.
and the Jewish people, they killed the prophet.
Right.
But the black preacher make black people feel guilty for a crime that somebody else did. That's wrong.
Yeah.
You can't do that. We didn't do anything to that man.
Right.
That man had a nature like we did. We was innocent.
Yeah.
He didn't commit any crime.
Right.
He just come into a situation and say, hey, don't believe in rituals and tradition. Believe in the Mosaic law, the covenant.
Yeah.
Follow the covenant.
Yeah.
And it says that right there in Hebrews 7. Jesus was in the order of Melchizedek. Melchizedek was connected to Abraham. And Moses was connected to the law too of Moses. So don't be giving me religion. If you don't know the Bible, don't talk about the Bible until you understand the Bible and the stories that's in the Bible and what they pertain to.
And you were saying that the ministers now, the word is so, and the ministers now are so different from the ministers 50 years ago.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. The church used to be the heart of the community.
That's it.
And now you got too many of them.
Oh yeah.
Before you had 1, 3, or 4 of them.
Yep.
But now in Lansing they got 66.
It's just, man, and we only got 23,000 blacks in Lansing.
And these churches probably less than 100.
Yeah.
And they still struggling financially.
Yeah.
But God tells you that love and unity is the key. And that's what's in heaven. You can't go up into heaven talking about I worship the image of somebody else.
Right.
Or you can't, like if I give my tithes to the church and then the church don't give the tithes back to the community, they take your tithe and offering and siphon it off into another community.
Yeah.
You don't even get to circulate your money in your own community. And so the church is the most disastrous thing to the black community. I hate to say that, but it's true.
Yeah.
If the people seeing the church do more, then the people will give more. But if the church can't function as one, then the people are not going to function as one.
Right. Because I know years ago, the church was a pillar of the black communities. They, whatever was concerned, people talked about it at the church.
Yeah. The issues.
Yeah, the issues. Yeah.
But you go there now, all they want to do is shout, sing, and flip.
Yeah.
And then sing some more, and then pass the basket.
Right. Yeah.
And see who got the best dress on. And, and the biggest car.
Yeah.
And the biggest church.
Yeah.
That ain't gonna get no salvation.
And that's what I don't understand. I mean, how did we get there? I
think slavery really damaged us. Nobody knows what it's like to be a Negro or African American.
Okay.
We've been so traumatized because of slavery. Nobody diagnosed us with post-traumatic slave syndrome.
Okay.
Because it was a brutal time period for black people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we carried that on into life. I'm a Vietnam veteran, and I still get treatments from being traumatized from Vietnam.
Yeah.
And there's something worse than me.
Yeah.
Some people can't sleep at night. I mean, they got to be put away.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing. If that happened just to me in 9 months, think about what 400 years would do to a people.
Yeah.
I mean, you born with fear in it, because if you ain't born with it, by the time you get 10 or 12, your parents didn't scare the crap out of you. And they tell you can't do anything, and then white kids are doing everything, but you can't move away from mama's leg.
Right. And you were speaking about Vietnam. Because I remember, man, up until probably about 10, 15 years ago, about 15 years ago, every once in a while, man, I'd have nightmare. And I think I told you about this before. The nightmare would be, it would be a nightmare with my brother. It was really strange the way it got to be. And sometime my mother would be in it. And, it's like, but you were saying, so you're saying that blacks are in this nightmare, and all of the history we've had, most of us don't know anything about that history. So, and because I've talked to young men out, at the Y and other places. Oh, well, we ain't in slavery now. But it's like, we had a whole history and great lives before we got to slavery.
That's right, yeah. Even going back before Egypt. The sand people,
Yeah.
And we were in the most fertile part of the earth. They still getting diamonds and gold out of Africa. And oil, everything that you want is right there in Africa.
Yeah.
And they found the bones of the lady called Lucy, the Leakey family.
Yeah.
And they carbon dated those bones, and they was 3.5 million years old.
3.5.
3.5 million years old. The bones Lucy. Yeah, they are over in Ethiopia. My wife and I are going over there to, that's part of the tour.
Okay.
See the bones of Lucy. But the Leakey family found these bones and they carbon dated them back that far.
Okay.
And they were people of color. They were black people. The melon. You know? And we had a rich history. We come from kings and queens.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't even know how to build a Sphinx or a pyramid.
Right.
But we had all that done.
Yeah.
And the pyramids are in the shape of Orion's belt. We got so much history. We know about stars, solar system. We know about
Yeah.
dreams. We know about astrology,
Yeah.
mathematics.
Yeah.
But if you look at us now in the condition that
Yeah.
we're in,
Yeah.
we dead.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can't see it as the same. If God came back and said, "Where's Adam at?" and you couldn't find Adam.
Right.
We the people of Adam.
Yeah.
But we don't know that.
Right.
Because the worst thing that colonialism did to us is made us lose our history.
Right.
If we go back and black people would get proud and research their history, they would see that how great of a people we were.
Mm-hmm.
Just about history.
Yeah.
And God didn't choose an idiot to go through slavery.
No.
He chose somebody
Yeah.
that could endure it.
Yeah.
And as a people, we have endured it.
Yeah.
And we still were strong,
Mhm.
but we just don't love one another.
Right.
We've been damaged.
And that's the main thing. We got about 6 or 7 minutes. I'm thinking 6 or 7 minutes. So, how do we get from the? I know it's not going to be. It's not something that we can do in 5, 10, 15, 20 years. But how do we get from the back of the line now and get back to the place where we belong? You know,
Yeah.
up among that front.
Right,
How do
right,
we
yeah.
do that?
Right. We got to get to know ourselves.
Okay.
And I look at the religious structure now. If black people really believed in what they was teaching,
Okay.
then we would have what the white people have.
Okay.
You know, we would have high rises, we'd have our communities,
Mhm.
we have our own school system, we
Mhm.
have our own police
Mhm.
department that would, you know,
Right.
deal with us.
Yeah.
But we living as hypocrites
Okay.
because we are teaching our children that a white man died for you, and there's no other sacrifice that's greater than what this white man done for you.
Mhm.
So the black man is out. What can I do to make you happy?
Right.
There's nothing I can do because this man done everything.
Yeah.
You know. So we have to stop teaching that. Like, and the Bible says, make no graven images.
Okay.
So why did they have to put a white man as
Yeah.
God?
Yeah. Yeah.
And why do you have to go through that white man? They used that Bible to enslave you during slavery.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you what's the guy, Nate Turner?
Yeah. Nate Turner.
That was exposed in that
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
He could only teach what the white man wanted him to
That's
teach.
it.
If he taught him the whole Bible, then black people would see this.
Yeah.
That's your history. The Old Testament is black history.
Mhm. Yeah.
Rich man and Lazarus. That's who we are.
Yeah.
The rich man is riding us like the what's that, the guy that rode the donkey? Bell and the donkey? He been riding us for 400 years, man. I mean, if the donkey hadn't said that, God was going to kill both of them. And then Rich Man and Lazarus, you know, the white man or the rich man was in the hole, and Lazarus going to give him some water. And God said, no, don't you do that, boy. I mean, the prodigal son.
Yeah.
Job. You know, we lost everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Job didn't lose his faith.
Right.
We are very spiritual people.
Yeah.
But if Job had lost his faith in God, we don't leave, we know there's a God.
Yeah.
It's in us.
You're right. Right.
And that's the Adam that we more focused on the physical world.
Right, right.
And not the spiritual
Yeah.
world.
Yeah.
Black people got Adam particle in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Eve.
Mm.
The devil didn't trick Eve, he tricked Adam and Eve.
Right.
Because he was an angel before he was down here on this plane
Right,
with us.
right.
You know, so
Yep.
you know, we got to tell the truth about the book.
Yeah. We got about 5 minutes. Now, we're here now where everything, and we've talked about this, where we used to be we're still the people everybody hates, but years ago, the other races of people know that we was working people who would work. You know,
Yeah, we built this country.
you know, that's it. Look at White House down
Right,
there. You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
the White House was built by us.
That's right.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
So, you know, and in the last I would say 25 years, 25, maybe 30 years, we went from the people who would work now to the people who, oh, they don't want to work.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how did that happen? What?
That happened because they changed the laws. And like Greenwood in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Okay.
That was a thriving community. We had airplanes. We had everything that we need to be. We were self-sufficient.
Okay.
And the white folks is in the unemployment line.
Okay.
And it was at the height of the Ku Klux Klan.
Okay.
So the government, everybody, got involved and allowed them to bomb and destroy and kill and massacre Greenwood, Oklahoma, Tulsa,
Okay.
Oklahoma.
Okay.
And it never even made the history books. Rosewood, down in Florida.
Yep.
Another black town.
Yep.
So it wasn't like we wasn't doing anything. They still called that Black Wall Street
Okay.
in Greenwood. So politicians and white America do not want us to be successful.
Right.
And they almost make you feel like God don't want us to be successful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But you can believe that if you want to. But when you're successful, when you survive
all of
slavery,
these different,
all
these
these
different,
issues,
yeah.
Nobody else can go through what we've been through. And you can't tell another person that haven't been through what we've been through how it was like.
Right.
So this is a gift
Mm-hmm.
if you understand
Yeah.
what you got.
Yeah.
I mean, this is something that you can just, it's amazing what
Right.
God been with us ever since we
Right.
come out of the garden.
Right. And the thing about it is that somehow in the last few years we've been getting disconnected in different ways.
Right, yeah. And that's because we try to live according to their laws. And you can't do it because they changing them all the time.
Yeah.
And God only made one law, and that was to follow his covenant.
Mm-hmm.
If you follow my covenant, and I'll make your enemies your footstool. That's the Lord's Prayer.
Yeah.
That's a promise.
Yeah.
So if you believe in man law instead of believing God's law, then you deserve what you get until you come back to
Right.
your law,
Yeah.
God's law.
Just quickly, what do you think we could be doing now? What do you think? What's happening?
I think the key thing for me, from my point of view, my
Okay.
opinion, we gotta start loving our black women.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and our black women are raising our black children.
Yep.
And then we need economics.
Mm-hmm.
And then we need the right education for our children.
Okay.
We need to teach them things that will get them competitively in the world community, such as teaching different language.
Yep.
Put mathematics first, put reading first, put emphasis on that. Open up centers that we can take our children to during the summertime. Don't give them all that playing time. Get them away from Santa Claus.
Yeah.
And get them away from Halloween. Those things that are taking them down.
Yep.
Give them something, implement programs that's going to inspire them.
Who taught you to hate the texture of your hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin to such extent that you bleach to get like the white man? Who taught you to hate the shape of your nose and the shape of your lips? Who taught you to hate yourself from the top of your head to the soles of your feet? Who taught you to hate your own kind? Who taught you to hate the race that you belong to? Don't let anybody make you think that God chose America as his divine messianic force to be a sort of policeman of the whole world. God has a way of standing before the nations with judgment, and it seems that I can hear God saying to America, you are too arrogant. If you don't change your ways, I will rise up and break the backbone of your power, and I'll place it in the hands of a nation that doesn't even know my name. Be still and know that I'm God.